Did that come as a shock for you?
It was a massive shock. I think it would be a massive shock for any cricketer. I've never heard anyone being told this, that in 2012 that they would never be part of the 2015 World Cup, because I've always thought that this was the impression that if you keep scoring runs, age is just a number, and if you have the skills to keep scoring runs, plus if you're not a liability on the field, you can go on to play for as long as you want. This was what was always told to us, and suddenly when we were in Australia, and the first thing that came to us as a shock was that we all the three cannot play together, and we ended up playing together, because when we were in a desperate need to win a game, I remember in Hobart, where it was a must-win game, where Viru and Sachin opened and I batted at 3 and Virat batted at 4, where
India won that game.
Yeah, India won that game, where we had to chase in 40 overs or
38 overs.
38 overs, and all the three of us played. But when we started that series, we didn't play together. It was a rotation thing. But eventually, when MS thought of that, now I think it's a desperate situation where I had to play three of them. If you take a decision, then back your decision. Don't go back on something which you've already decided. You had decided that you can't play three of us, and then later on we decided to play three of us. Either that first decision was wrong, either the second decision was wrong. If he had taken that decision, he being the captain, obviously it was a shock to all the three of us. If he was the captain, he's taken a decision, then he should have stuck with that decision.
Gautam, we only had glimpses of your captaincy for India whenever you had an opportunity to lead India, but in the IPL and in domestic cricket, they say that you're a man possessed. 2 IPL trophies, you've done well for Delhi. Do you think you could have made for a good international captain as well, a good solid India captain?
I don't know, I haven't captained India for a very long time, but if I'm sitting in front of you, I think I would have, because I feel that the most important thing in captaincy is being selfless and being honest. Probably I've got both in me, and I don't like talking too much highly about myself, and I feel that one thing when I look back at my career, I can always keep my head up and say that I've been very honest to my profession, and I've been very selfless as well, and that is what probably the most important thing for a leader as well. And I had both those things, that when I've captained KKR, I've been absolutely dead honest, and I've been very selfless as well, and that is what the leaders are. There's a difference between a captain and a leader. I've played under lots and lots of captains in my career, but probably the most selfless man and the most selfless leader I've ever played under, and I've learned a lot. People kept asking me who's the best captain I've ever played under, and I always said that the captain is only as good as his team. But today I
as bad as his team.
As bad as his team. But probably today is the first time I can say that I've played under a lot of captains, but I've only played under one leader, that is Anil Kumble. I think I've learned so much from him.
He captained just for 1 year.
I had played only 5 test matches under him. I made a comeback in Sri Lanka, where it was Mendes and Murli series. He was the captain, and then I played a Border Gavaskar series at home.
He played in the 2 test matches.
Yeah, when he retired in Kotla, at Kotla, where I got my 206.
So 5 test matches, Anil Kumble was the best leader you played under.
Absolutely. I think I've learned a lot of my leadership skills from him. The way he was selfless, the way he was passionate, the way he was honest about his own cricket. I've never, said it on camera, I've never said it in any of my interviews, but today when I've retired, I can absolutely, with absolute commitment and 100% belief, can say this, that he's the best leader I've ever